Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to GGLeagues Elite League. I'm Mr. Bepic, and in the booth with me is the wonderful Cyro Stims. How are you, my friend?
Oh, I'm doing pretty good. I'm looking forward to tonight's matchup after all because it is Timeless versus the Heartland Community College. And both these teams have been on stream before, so we know full well
Mhm.
what they're capable of.
Most certainly. Timeless. They've been on stream quite a bit, and they do not disappoint when it comes to giving us high quality Rocket League. Their mechanics have so far been fairly unmatched.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it. They have been unmatched, especially when it comes to playing in the air. They just seem
Hmm.
to rise above the competition is definitely one way of putting it. But Heartland, they're no slouches either, though their record is 2-2. They have put out some consistent matches throughout their series so far, or the league so
Hmm.
far. I know they played Replay Stallions on stream, and that was definitely an exciting series to watch. But the question is, can they match up to Timeless? Because they are the team to beat.
Yep, and away we go. Game one underway. This is an important one for the 2-2 Heartland Community College because right now they're sitting in that sixth spot right now, and top four make it out of these pools. So kind of on that cusp, Cyro, where these are important matches headed down the stretch.
Yep, with that playoff race heating up, every match counts. And so, Timeless on the orange side, they are already selling themselves in the
Oh,
air. And a great double touch there. Doesn't find the back of the net there. Ray, he's going to be a little bit heartbroken about that one, but I don't think it matters in the long run as Upgrade tries to make a play here. Doesn't find the good touch, puts it back in the corner from Merritt, and that one goes over to Ray, who doesn't find the aerial touch, surprisingly. Funky puts that one up, but no teammate there to receive it. And so far, it's a fairly slow start to their series.
I like what I've seen so far from both sides, especially Heartland, who have more questions, I would say, than answers coming into this one against the Timeless squad that have proved themselves. And so far, Heartland playing a decent bit of defense, but when they have made their way to that orange end of the pitch, they have flashed some mechanics that I think could be helpful
Oh!
when trying to down Timeless, and they're capitalizing on a defensive mistake.
Yeah, that was just a double mistake there at a Timeless, playing that poorly off the backboard, leaving an open net for Damon. And I was going to point out, if anyone on Heartland carries, it's going to be Damon, who, as we saw, just scored the first goal. Seems to be the best mechanically inclined player so far. And now it's Timeless, surprisingly on the back foot. But
Look at
it
her.
is... sorry, go on.
I was going to say they're looking to respond right there. They've played so much offense in this one, Cyrus Sims, but they haven't quite hit the mark. I have a feeling they'll start warming up soon. That's typically how they've gone in these stream matches.
Yeah, it always takes at least a little while to fully get the hands warmed up, but it doesn't seem like Heartland has that issue right now, as they're starting to find their groove on offense, so they do get beat on defense there, and Ray has an open net. He's putting it near post, and no! That's denied by Upgrade with a good defensive upgrade there. But overall, Timeless still struggling to find their mark as the game progresses past the second minute mark.
Very least, putting decent pressure on. Zekers wants to try again. He's going for a double flip reset. Still trying to use their mechanics to find the back of the net. We haven't seen too many team passing plays, although that's a team miss from one player. But now a team transition going the other way. It's an open net. Can't put it in, however. Ball was moving too far forward. Timeless, still scoreless.
Yeah, I can't blame Timeless for that one because that was a tough angled shot there. But this could be the opportunity they need as Ray still can't find the drop down. Funky with a great goal line save, and Heartland, they're still holding on to this 1-goal lead right now. But Merritt is up for it, puts it off the backboard there, goes towards the corner, picked up by Upgrade. He gets past one, it's over to David. David doesn't quite find the target, but a good passing play by Upgrade almost results in a goal. And Funky is he's not quite going to be able to get there. Zekers with a decent touch to get past the midfield. And Heartland Community College really putting the screws to Timeless right now.
Zekers so awkward on the back wall. Has to make a diving save there. Very awkward from Zekers. Typically the star of this Timeless side. And then it leads to a goal. Just invited Heartland forward, and the defense couldn't keep up.
Yeah, that's just a great drop ball right in front of the net there, and you could see the rotations at a time that just weren't what they needed to be, because Zekers was flying back on defense to the middle of the net there. Ooh. This game one has definitely surprised me so far. Heartland with a 2-goal lead, a minute 40 left, and I think this could be like the first time I've actually seen Timeless lose a game in a convincing fashion. Usually when they have lost, if they have lost, it's been by 1 goal here or there, and maybe late in, but Heartland has maintained their lead throughout the entire thing so far, and they're just very, very impressive right now.
Yeah, very slow start for Timeless, though. I do recall last week they had a slow start. Of course, they ramped up against their opponent, but never make some very difficult saves here. The clamps are on from the offense of Heartland. They have shown us that they can keep up with the undefeated Timeless side, and now Timeless starting to get pinned back a bit more. That does not bode well for them as they enter the final minute down 2-0. They've had some close calls, but none finding the back of the net.
And then there was a team bump and miscommunication there. Ray tries to get back for it, does get a decent pinch out of the corner, but it goes straight to Upgrade, who doesn't find that touch needed. And this ball is still in dangerous position for Heartland as they're looking for the offensive plays. A bit of a wide shot there. Ray picks this one up. He's going to try and dribble it across, but a good challenge out of Upgrade there in the midfield. Keeps it out of harm's way, so Funky, he just dumps that one in. Goes back for a boost rotation, and Ray, he's sending a long one for Zekers, who can't quite find it, but Upgrade finds that one, kills it on the backboard. Ray's up for it. It's down to the final few seconds, and Merrick still can't find the second touch dunk needed, and this could be a game 1 shutout for Hart.
Well, looking very much like that's a possibility. The ball touches the dirt, and Timeless shut down. Great stuff by Heartland to not only stop the usually very difficult to stop Timeless offense in their tracks, holding them to just 6 shots, but in transition, Heartland Community College looked really, really good. Damon leading the charge, 2 goals on 6 shots, definitely led the offense in that inside. I think you called it about halfway through the game, Cyro Stims, as he definitely did his part to get that game 1 win.
Yeah, Damon definitely bringing forward the opportunity for the Heartland Community College team to find the daylight, because they are in the spotlight right now, taking game 1 off Timeless. And while Timeless, I would still say, is favored to win the overall series, this sets up Heartland absolutely massively going into game 2 with a 1-game lead in their series. It's a best of 7. So first 1 to 4 wins pulls out the victory. And when you have 1 less win to worry about, that definitely relieves some of the pressure while putting the pressure on Timeless. And normally, we haven't seen Timeless being the ones to operate under the pressure.
And when you're underdog, that's really the recipe for success, is you come out, you punch the larger foe in the mouth early on, get them rattled, and then take advantage of that from there on out. So this game, too, I think is very big. It'll be very telling as to how this series is going to go. If Timeless comes out and starts hitting their shots like we know they can, then perhaps this series gets a bit more interesting. That's an early chance off the kickoff, but again, Timeless continued to clang shots off the crossbar.
Yeah, that was just a very opportunistic chance out of Zekers there, following up on the potential kickoff goal. But either way, Timeless almost, I'm going to say almost feels desperate going for that early. But Upgrade is able to pick up that ball, get the shot on Damon with the follow through. He can't quite find the double touches. Ray finds the backboard save, and Upgrade coming out of nowhere with a great shot on net set up by his teammate.
That was pretty. Ray couldn't control it in the corner, and then his teammates not prepared for the rebound opportunity that Heartland were given. The defensive rotation's a little strange right now from Timeless. They can't get set with 2 men on the back line to defend against these Heartland chances, and then when their offense isn't quite working just yet, after another big save comes out, your defense has to play strong, which Timeless right now are not.
Yeah, I think that Timeless is almost expecting these shots to go in, and when they don't, it definitely leaves them at a loss, because maybe their rotations aren't as clean as they recover from the save. But either way, Heartland's still up a goal in game 2, 4 minutes on the clock, and really Timeless needs to get something happening. They need their chemistry. So Zekers tried to get something going there, but he carries the ball harmlessly into the corner. A good challenge there from one of the timeless players on Damon. Damon put it up though. So ultimately, it is still an offensive ball here for the Heartland players. Merritt is going to get a clear, but picked up by Upgrade, who puts it back into the corner. A bit of a corner fight now as they try and get this ball cleared, because the timeless pressure is on as Ray has an absolutely resounding shot in center field there.
Timeless taking some very aggressive rotations offensively, especially Zekers. He's playing very confidently, like he's going to win every single challenge, which isn't the case right now. And so that's putting Timeless in some sticky situations when they have to rotate back on defense, which they were not having to there. Looking threatening, but again, big stuff from the back line of Heartland. Nearly a goal in the counterattack, but at the very least, they will push Timeless back once more.
Yeah, and Upgrade with a huge save there, being able to rotate back in time. Did get demoed for it, but still kept the ball out of the net. And you can just see that the Heartland players have such a great rotation right now, always having one person back. And right now, Ray is trying to make something happen, puts it off the corner. It's close, but no one is there to just ram it in. And so the Heartland players still maintain their 1-goal lead as they now get an offensive opportunity.
Now, the team play. Zekers receives, moving to the offensive end. He'll try and flash his mechanics, but so far, it's been stifled in that area. The defense of Heartland jumping at the bits to challenge these balls early on, and the pre-jump from Merritt doesn't go Timeless's way. This is so strange from them. They keep going for these high-risk plays that have not worked yet. I'd like to see Timeless go back to the basics offensively just a little bit.
Yeah, I agree with you there. It's almost like Timeless is playing with a bit of an ego, where their ego is saying, hey, we're better, we'll go for these high-risk plays because we can pull them off. Where in reality, it's the fundamentals that's their downfall right now, and what Heartland is doing better. So Zekers does get the touch here. Not a dangerous touch by all means. That one does pop into the midfield, and Merritt picks it up. He's going to walk across the wall, puts it up. It's going towards the net. Damon is there to put it back in the corner and try and walk it out, but good challenge out of Merritt. Keeps it in the offensive zone for Timeless for the time being. But so far, nothing too dangerous, as Funky does get a touch on that ball there.
Their big win, and now Heartland a chance in transition. They have loomed large in this series, but again, look for that infield pass. It's cut out. No hard commitment from Merritt because the defense was there once more. Heartland playing speedy and keeping up with the pace of Timeless. So far, that has been their biggest strength, and it nearly rewarded them with a goal there.
Yep, so Merritt does get the aerial touch there to keep it away from Damon, I believe it was, who was looking threatening there. So Ray picks this one up on the wall with Boost to work with. He just sends it right now. But Upgrade is there. Damon's up there next, and that's a shot on target, and it's off the crossbar and in.
Who but Damon again? That dude's got his shooting boots on, set up by Upgrade, and then polished it off. That's just a clean play. He knew exactly where to place that ball to make it as awkward as possible for the Timeless defense to make the save. And again, it's that 2-0 scoreline almost under 30 seconds to go. Still looking for more. Timeless, they've been shut out so far, Cyro Stims. What a start to this series.
Yeah, they've caught me a little bit flat-tired over here because this was not the start I was expecting for Timeless. But either way, Upgrade is making the most of it as he takes it high off the backboard. But Ray's there to break up that opportunity. But Damon gets the next touch, so that's forcing Zekers to step forward. Trying to get a ground pinch there, not quite finding it. Upgrade is just going to keep this ball in the offensive. He puts it on target, forcing the save out of Ray. Damon with a chance, but it's broken up by Ray once again. And that's it. That's a 2-0 lead for Heartland over Timeless.
Wow. I talked about having to punch the larger foe in the mouth, and Heartland has done that. Game 3, even bigger now, because if Heartland takes it, then I don't know how Timeless is going to respond. They're definitely a team that can reverse sweep. They've got the offensive firepower to do that, but so far they've not shown us that fact. They have not been as threatening on the offensive end as they typically are. I mean, only 6 shots. That's a very low number for a Timeless squad. We know it can usually shoot a lot more.
Yeah, like it's just not what we're expecting. So we're almost scrambling to come up with the commentary needed, or at least find the words, because yeah, it's it's not off script, or whoever wrote the script didn't share it with us tonight. And I think we're just going to hop into game 3 as soon as possible here, because I'm just eager to see how this series develops now that Timeless is down 2 games.
They're going to keep going for these mechanical plays. That is the Timeless way. I respect it there. But again, not turning into goals just yet. We'll have to see how their defense holds up. They've conceded 2 in both games so far. Decent start. Zekker's looking for the back pass, and they'll connect, but Timeless had not done anything with it just yet.
Oh, Ray with a shot, and that is going to be the first goal of the series for Timeless. And that feels awkward to say.
A great beat. It was a simple goal that breaks that scoreless streak for Timeless. Just a simple consecutive couple of challenges, one in the infield, and that net was open for the taking.
Yeah, it was team play as well. First with the back pass, which set up the follow through there. And now Zekers with a good double touch off the wall, puts it down near Merritt, but it does get cleared out, and Ray picks this one up in his own end and has boost to work with, trying to get something to happen, not quite finding the next touch. So Damon walks this one out, and so far it's definitely a more competitive game. Upgrade going for something now. Zekers breaks that one up in the corner. Merritt's going to pick this one up, dribbles it out, gets it past no one there, and still Heartland maintaining the offensive pressure. And a good shot, Ray's there for the defense, and Funky's with another shot, so Ray with the save, and Timeless still under pressure.
They're thriving under this pressure, though. They are finding the touches they need to despite double commits, staying, I wouldn't say panicless, but they are not throwing everything they have at the ball, and they've got the mechanics to make up for some of these awkward situations. But speaking of, Damon has all the mechanics he needs to put in the equalizer.
Yeah, that was just a bad clear by Ray, and then Damon with his own follow-up there for the second touch was just fantastic. That's exactly what I want to see out of Heartland. They follow through, they're aggressive, and they're forcing core defensive touches out of Timeless and capitalizing on it.
Oh, Funky, a huge dunk, and get the second versus a back pass. Upgrade shot blocked by Zero Ray. Timeless have been stuck in their end for quite some time now. Zekker's the man to get them out of this position. Once again, flashing those aerial mechanics, but defense gets the first touch they need to get into the corner, out of danger. Hunting for that clear as Timeless rants up their offense, and that clear will not come. Timeless going to take their lead right back.
Yeah, so a bit of a 50-50 there. Merritt with an awkward bounce out of the corner, and Damon just didn't quite get the right read on the ball, so it bounces over his bonnet. And, well, that's Timeless's second goal. So Heartland down 1 goal in this series so far, and so far they're still doing a fantastic job keeping the pressure on. Zekker's trying to get fancy here, but it's broken up. Merritt collects that ball in the corner, doesn't find the touch needed to get off the backboard with it, so Funky wins that challenge. He puts it up off the backboard. Damon is there, and that's once again right under the crossbar, making the defense look flat-tired.
We started out this series talking about how Timeless looked a bit flat and off, but as this best of 7 has continued on, I think Heartland is just playing a phenomenal series. They have done so well at getting touches into the corner and over the midfield line to pin Timeless back and keep them out of good spots to score from. And then Damon has been clinical this entire series. Upgrade and Funky filling in the gaps when they are called upon. So far, this has been a phenomenal, near perfect best of 7 from Heartland, and they are reaping the rewards.
Yes, and reaping the rewards they are. With great offensive pressure comes great responsibility, and they're definitely capitalizing on it so far, but Zekers is trying to make something happen here, and doesn't get past Upgrade on the defense, so Ray's going to put that towards center field, and it is a great shot coming out of Merritt, but that's saved by Funky, who's waiting for it. Backboard defense, and a great team pinch there? Yeah, that was a team pinch, and it was just, and there, Damon's trying to pick that one up in the midfield, but it's a little bit back and forth as both these teams get boost and recollect for the next push.
Zekers pushing forward, wants the pass down. Merritt stayed within the play, but it was a bit backwards, facing the wrong way. So, the chance to exit their half afforded to Heartland, and three-man passing play, not going to completely connect. I love the idea there, trying to catch Timeless out, but instead, Zero Ray trying to catch Damon out. Not too easy, says Damon. Gets the touch out, but Zekers right back into the other corner, switching the sides of the field. Funky a win past Zero Ray. Merritt will take over from there, using their aerial prowess to keep control of this ball, but not moving down the field with too much pace. They'll get it over one. That sets up an offensive four. Timeless off the back wall, chance to take the lead, and they will take it. Zero Ray for the third.
Yeah, Timeless just doing a great job there. Ray following up on his own high ball there. Off the backboard, gets the touch needed, and right into the net. Great, fundamentally sound play out of Timeless. Nothing too fancy there, just straight up solid play, and they need more of that because Heartland, they are looking to even up this game now. But Ray, you might have something to say about that, but good backboard defense by Upgrade, keeps the ball pretty safe so far. And ooh, a missed touch there, and oh, a great save. This one's still going to go in there as Merritt dunks it home.
And Timeless, I think, has come online. They are winning many more challenges now than they were previously in this series, and the shots are falling. It's not a flip reset or an air dribble at the blue net every single push. It is just win your 50, allow your teammate to come in, and be prepared for whatever ensues after that. Timeless playing a much better game offensively, and now it's time for Heartland to adjust to this game 3 where Timeless has really come alive.
Yeah, 35 seconds left on the clock. Isn't too much time to work with, but definitely enough if they're able to find it out. But missed balls and missed touches like that definitely won't help your case, but Upgrade's there on the defense. It's picked up by Zekers on the wall. He has boost to work with. He gets a flip reset towards the net. It's on target. Upgrade with the save though, and I think Timeless just want to run down this clock as much as they can right now. But Funky, he has a shot on net, and oh, that still finds the goal despite the defensive touch there.
Merritt was in position, was expecting Zero Ray to do more with that play than he did. Too hard a touch from Ray out of the corner, kind of gave that one away to Heartland, and their striking abilities have not disappointed tonight. Merritt wasn't able to recover in time, and now with under 10 seconds left, there is a chance here. Ray buying a lot of time and will take that chance right away. Timeless finally going to get on the board in this series.
Yeah, that was just a great solo effort by Ray, never giving up on the play and following it through right until the end, and he got rewarded with his efforts as he keeps that 2-goal lead for Timeless now, and this should secure the first win of the series for Timeless. So I think Upgrade wants one more goal before the game ends.
Why not? Keep momentum at least a little bit on your side, despite the offensive outpouring from Timeless in this one. They went from scoring 0 across 2 games to now 5 in just 1. I talked about earlier, when the shots start falling, Timeless is a bit more of a formidable foe, and now Heartland realizing that in a difficult way.
Yeah, both teams actually shot a fair amount there, more than I expected, with I believe Timeless up at 9 shots, Heartland was at 8 shots, so definitely a lot more offensive firepower coming out from both of these teams. And while Timeless did pick up this victory, it didn't feel as confident as I would have expected. They definitely didn't seem as sure-footed right now because Heartland was still able to straight back, still able to even it up, I think, a couple of times that match. And if it wasn't for some great solo efforts out of Timeless, I think this one could have been a loss. So they still have a lot to work on in the upcoming Game 4.
See what they do. A double fake kickoff. You don't see that too often, and it has not worked out. Timeless conceding immediately off the kickoff. I don't know what kind of set piece that was, but that went about as terrible as it possibly could have.
I think they were hoping that maybe Merritt could get a deep clear after that, which set them up for a double offensive strike. But either way, it didn't happen, and they got punished for it. So Heartland with the easy first goal lead right now. And, well, that lead's gone because Ray said, let's reset the game. We'll, take the 11 seconds off the clock, back to a neutral game state here. And, yeah, definitely a solid play.
That's the Timeless that we all know and love. Kings of the Air. Ray especially taking that one all the way to the bank, and the kickoff doesn't matter anymore. That's quite nice from Ray to keep the game under control and not panic after conceding the opening goal. That's the good thing about these best of 7, Cyro, is that they're so lengthy. Teams like Timeless have plenty of time to get their footing and make a stand.
Yeah, Merritt with a great high touch puts it up with Zero, who read the play right and just put it on net. And Heartland were just a little slow on the reset, so Upgrade couldn't get back there on his rotations to make that save. And just kudos to Timeless for reading that opportunity right.
And now for Heartland, as they push forward off the kickoff. Damon just putting this ball into the box, but Ray has that easily covered up. Can't find the clear, though, and now Merritt backwards once again to the play. Halflip can't get him back in time. Heartland, the pass off the back wall. Damon to receive, but he's blocked. Good defensive stand from Timeless. They will get some time to grab some boost and regain some of their positioning. Zeckers trying to set up Ray. He'll do it himself off the back wall. Shot from Merritt does not ring out. Timeless, though, going to keep the ball in the offensive end. Though Heartland going to keep it much closer to their cars, not allow a quick rebound to come through.
Yeah, so Zeckers is up for this one in the midfield, puts it over for Ray. Ray with a shot on target and a great team pass there, and, well, that's the third goal of the game for Timeless.
And right there, Zeckers threw Funky off with a fake musty, or close to a musty. It kind of popped off his rear there, and Funky thought he was going to get the full power, so he moved out of position. And Timeless using their aerial respect that they command to get that third goal. That was an impressive display of mind games and mechanics. A deadly combination in Rocket League. Timeless fully alive, and they are looking to run the table now, Sire. This is dangerous territory for Heartland.
Yeah, definitely dangerous. It feels like Heartland is a little bit panicked and that they need to calm themselves down a little bit. Find their grip and then build up from it. And that was a good solid clear off the backboard right onto their nose. But Ray with the 50-50 there on Damon does clear it out. Funky with the next touch here, but he whiffs on that. So Zeckers, I don't think was expected to touch that, so he couldn't quite control his own touch. Ray with a great 50 there, wins that touch. Couldn't find the follow-up dunk, though, as it bounces across the goal line. So now it's up with Damon. Damon with the clear. Now Funky's up for it. He puts it to the far side. Upgrade's going to follow through on this one. Tries to get the touch towards the net, doesn't quite find it. And Zeckers does get the clear needed to get breathing room for Timeless, because once again, they were under pressure.
But they dealt well with it, as they have so far in the last 5-minute stretch, I would say. The defense has looked fairly solid, finding clears and making the most out of them, turning these defensive stands into phenomenal counterattack plays. Zero Ray exemplifying that statement. What a setup and finish.
Yeah, Zero Ray finally finding the double touch that he's been looking for all night long, because we've seen a few of them just not go their way. So finally the ball is dropping in favor of Timeless, and, well, they have a 3-goal lead and definitely establishing themselves in this game 4.
Heartland looking for something now. So far in this game, they've been held just 3 shots when Timeless have found 7 of their own. This could be the 4th. It is. Upgrade shut down early, though, by Merritt, and now Zero Ray into the air, where he's a force to be reckoned with. Flip reset set up off the back wall. Zeckers and Merritt won't commit. Instead, Damon takes control of the play. Now looking to receive. No, Upgrade takes it under his control. A solo effort that sets up Damon for the shot, but Zero Ray, a big save. That's the difference between Timeless now and Timeless then, is that they are coming up with some great saves on hard-to-save shots, and then once more hitting in the counter.
Yeah, it seems like Lady Luck has swapped sides, because Timeless just seems to be getting better chances off these 50-50 balls here. Because once again, that was an end-to-end shot, and no one was back out of Heartland for the save. So I think game 2 is firmly in favor of Timeless here, and if they lose this one, then Heartland 100% wins the series. But with that said, Zero Ray finds the back of the net once again, starting to run up the score here for the side of Timeless.
Timeless's rotations have gotten so much more clean in this game and the last, and I think that's allowed them to counter the Heartland speed a lot more, because at the beginning, Heartland was able to placed some shots on relatively undefended nets because the defense was so awkward rotationally. But now that Timeless has settled down a bit and they're keeping members on the goal line at all times, not pre-jumping nearly as much, we'll ignore that last play from Merritt. It's gotten a bit easier to defend. And yes, Heartland just put in a second because Timeless have fallen back into their old ways, but I think a 5-goal buffer is enough for Timeless to take this game for them.
Yeah, it's still a fairly large goal gap that Heartland has to overcome, but the fact that they're still taking swings at Timeless looks to me like their mental is still there. They still are going to be competitive in this series, or at least try to be, but Zekers has other plans. Ray's there as well, and that should be a free goal for Ray, who finds the empty net there off the play that Zekers set off.
At that back wall, it seems undefended a large part of the time from Heartland. They'll have to plug that hole in the what is now ship that is kind of filling with water. Timeless, a tide to be reckoned with. And though they have looked sketchy at times, they have stormed back in the last 2 games, 12 goals to their name.
Yeah, when they're able to find the net, they find it a lot. And I was surprised that they were shut out for 2 of those early games. So Damon picks up the save there, much needed. Tries to get the defense back on track on the side of Heartland. And now they need the offense to fire on all cylinders. But that was a missed touch and a lot of team bumping going on there. I'm trying to figure out what to call that. But that was just team bumps.
I think that's called we're up by 5 goals and this game still has 30 seconds left. Get us into game 5 with this series tied at 2-2. Timeless, no, it's over. Heartland, probably the same. And I think the last minute and a half or so was a formality because the offensive outpouring from Timeless has continued into this game, and Heartland at the moment cannot keep up.
Yeah, I agree with you there. Heartland has struggled to keep up this game, but still getting on the board with 2 goals definitely does go well in their favor of showing that, hey, we're still getting scored on, but we're scoring on you too, so you're not without your own faults and holes that we can exploit. But yeah, there it is. 12 shots for the side of Timeless. Their offense has definitely found their groove and starting to fire on all cylinders, led by Zero Ray with 6 goals there. Definitely impressive there.
It's not often you see an 1,100-point performance, especially in a high-level competitive match like this. Zero Ray really popped off there and was assisted on 4 of those, but still, we saw some highlight reel plays from Ray in that last one, and if that continues, Heartland have a pretty difficult puzzle in front of them, trying to figure out how to shut him down while not allowing Zekers or Merritt to pop off in a future game.
Yeah, it's definitely going to be a puzzle that Heartland has to figure out and figure out quickly because their 2-game buffer has evaporated, we'll say. Because once those goals started happening, it quickly went in favor of Timeless. So I believe now it's basically a best of 3. The next team to win 2 games wins the series. And in best of 3s, it's a lot more pressure because there are fewer chances to make mistakes and get away with it, because we've seen that mistakes are punished in this series so far, especially by Timeless. But Heartland has proven themselves, and hopefully they can climb back in Game 5 and take it to Timeless.
Going to have to replicate some of that magic they found in the first 2 games, whether that's using a voodoo doll of Timeless and teaching it how to not shoot nearly as well or be as threatening in the air or what. But this is close to now or never time, and Funky has a chance to set up the opener, though we saw what happened to the opener in the last game from Heartland. Still, good look so they can keep their foot on the gas pedal and not concede open nets like they did a couple of times in that last game, and then perhaps they have a comeback. But right now, Zeker says no.
Yeah, Zeker's coming up off the backboard there to find that touch was absolutely beautiful, and just well played out of Zekers. He finds the ball off the backboard, jumping off the backboard himself, slots it in up there in the top shelf, and that's the lead for Timeless early on in this game 5, 30 seconds in, and now Ray's looking to add to it with a strong touch off the ceiling, so it's a little bit wide there, picked up by Damon, and now Merritt's playing up. This ball is up for upgrade. Doesn't have any boost to follow it up, but a good strong clear. Lets Heartland rotate for some boost. But now Ray has the ball, puts it a little strong, so no teammate there to find the next touch.
That's a great job by Zekkers, slowing things down off the back wall after his two teammates had both committed a little heavy-handedly for that play in the midfield. Still playing defense, but in full control at the moment is Timeless. Heartland having to play a lot deeper rotation at the moment offensively, and perhaps the demos are going to be their way back into this series. Great demo by Damon, an upgrade on an open net.
Yeah, great demo on Merritt, who I think already missed the ball, but either way, it puts pressure on the goaltender, knowing that your teammate just got demoed, and just like that, Heartland ties the score. And I was going to say, Timeless definitely seems to be bringing more physicality as this series goes on, getting a lot more demos, especially in the Game 4. We've already seen a couple come out now, and ooh, that's a dangerous whip ball there, but Upgrade does find the touch to get into the corner and to relative safety. But now Zekkers is there, he comes off the wall, he gets the touch, he's rotating, he's spinning, but it's picked up by Funky for the save there.
Now the clearance. Upgrade tries to get past Ray, but cannot. And Ray finding Zekkers on the sidewall over to Merritt, forcing two defenders up. Heartland back line still double committing a lot more than I'm sure their fans would like to see them doing at the moment. See how they rectify that at the very least. Good pressure offensively, putting Zekkers in a difficult position. Made the save though, pushed out to the side. 3 minutes left on this clock.
Ooh.
Battle it out, and what an important 3 minutes it is. Heartland cannot let Timeless continue this run, and Timeless, if they do, I think this series is inches from being over.
Yeah, it's definitely looking scary for Timeless right now because once again, they're struggling to get out of their own end, and Heartland just applying so many early challenges, and that's a dunk coming out of Upgrade. It was a pass from Damon, and Upgrade knew exactly what to do with it there as that came across the goal line.
And again, it's Merritt thinking that Ray is going to do more with that play than he does. Ray got shut down on the side wall, and Merritt was out of position, couldn't save that ball. And Timeless's defensive rotations, again, making some similar mistakes we saw at the beginning of the series. Fortunately now, I think their offense is perfectly capable of keeping up with it. But right now, to make some difficult backline jumps and touches on the ball. Timeless doing just that.
Yeah, Zekkers puts this one up for himself. He puts it off the backboard, and the follow-up is there as Ray gets the equalizing goal.
Well, you can make defensive mistakes all night long, but if your offense still has Ray on it, I'm never counting you out of a game. I've only got one in this one so far, but we remain tied just past the halfway point, and a Timeless counterattack threatening as ever.
Yeah, Zero Ray definitely being the ray of hope now for Timeless because he's had such an offensive pressure and presence as well. But either way, it's the Heartland players once again on the offense here, applying the pressure to Timeless. Upgrade, sends that deep, no boost to work with, so he doesn't follow it up. Zekkers with a high clear, it gets touched by a teammate, Funky is there, sends it back the other way, high off the backboard, it drops in front of the net. A decent clear, and this could be a dangerous ball, but Merritt is up for it. Now this one is saved by Damon. I was a little bit worried because we've seen the Heartland players get beat on rotations before.
Good save and control as well. Leads to a clear and another double commit at the midfield line. Not what you want to see, but at the very least making it difficult for Timeless to take advantage of the double.
Ooh.
And in fact, Heartland saying it don't matter how many players we throw at that ball at the midfield line. Our offense has the capabilities to fake Timeless out, and great beat from Upgrade to put in the third.
Yeah, Upgrade just going low on Zekkers there, reading that challenge right, and just paid dividends for it. So Heartland once more in the lead, controlling the overall flow of this game, and now Ray needs to make something happen, but he gets challenged by Damon and breaks it up. Zekkers is up for it. He's going to try and find something, but just puts it across. He's side of that pretty harmlessly so far. So Zekkers still trying to make something happen. Probably doesn't have much boost, if any, to work with. But Merritt definitely has some, but I don't think he finds the touch that he wants. But it is centered over there for Zero Ray. Does go through everyone there, and now Upgrade tries to clear this ball, puts it off the ceiling. Not quite the clear he wanted, so Ray has the chance, has the boost, and, well, he gets denied by Upgrade with that aerial challenge.
A lot of confidence as well. Zekkers had pushed up, thinking that beat was likely coming home, and now a demo opening up the net for Upgrade. Zero Ray does close the gap, But those demos continue to rain in car parts littering this field, and those car parts typically colored orange. Timeless will have to figure out how to deal with that because so far, the demo game has gotten Heartland back in this series.
Yeah, and I'm glad to see that physicality coming out of Heartland, but this is an opportunity for Timeless. Can they find the back of the net? I don't think they can, and no, it isn't clear so far, but Zekers has boost, has time, has airspace to work with, and he puts it up with Merritt. Merritt doesn't find the second touch as that comes off the backboard, and the dying seconds of the game, and it's Timeless who's just trying to make something happen as they have to get the ball out of their own end into the enemy's net. It's in the air. Zekers, can he do it? Damon with a huge save, and I think that's going to be it if they can get the ball on the ground, but Ray keeps it up. Zekers keeps it up, and no, it's Damon actually with one more goal to get the 2-goal lead and victory in this Game 5.
What a save there by Heartland on the back line on 0 seconds. That was clutch because, I mean, we know the fear that Zekers can instill into a defense when he has boost, time, and space, especially when he is hunting that equalizer at the last second. But Heartland stayed strong and they made the save, won the game, and now they have put themselves in a great position to take this series to finally end that win streak of Timeless.
Yeah, just I'm a little bit shocked right now, a little bit out of my words because I don't know what to say because I'm just so surprised. Heartland has done a fantastic job, and the thing I'm most impressed with is that they are challenging Timeless early. They're not letting Timeless set up nearly as many plays as they are used to, and you can tell that Timeless is starting to falter because of that. And it's just so great to see out of Heartland, the underranked team here or underdog team, and yeah, I don't actually know how this series will go now, though I'm hoping Heartland will be able to close out on this match point in Game 6.
Well, we shall see. Reset scoreboard. 5 minutes on this clock for Heartland to potentially take it in 6, but I know Timeless not going to go quietly whatsoever into the night. Merritt on the rotation out. A back pass to Zekers. We'll call it. And then Zekers.
Ooh.
Miscommunication with Ray. That is the Timeless offensive faltering that we saw a lot of early on in this series.
Yeah, Merritt with his own opportunity there, but Dayman carries that ball towards the net. It's a bit of a floater there, so it's picked up pretty harmlessly by Ray. And this one goes across map. Merritt not with a great touch forward, so it's picked up by Heartland, and Heartland, they're chasing it down 0 with the demo on Dayman. Upgrade is there in the corner fighting on the backboard. Ray makes the save to put it back into the corner, but Dayman's there first. He has a little bit of room to work with, but the double commit out of the Timeless defense gets the save needed.
Good first minute so far from Heartland. They've been helped out a couple of times by Timeless players. Another double commit on the back line from the boys in blue. Now Zekers up for this back wall read. He's got it. Good save from Upgrade, meeting him at the point of contact, despite how scary that looked. And then a big win at the midfield from Funky to set up Upgrade for a shot. Easily saved away from Zekers. Now Merritt's in transition, kind of losing control of that. Merritt has not been playing the cleanest of Rocket League the last couple of games.
Yeah, I think Merritt is struggling. Also has the highest ping in the lobby, so that could be a unfortunate side effect. That could be, causing some issues for Timeless. But either way, Heartland is still playing well. We can't deny the effort that Heartland is putting into this game so far. Ray with the opportunity here. It's a shot on net. Saved by Dayman. Surely the bringer of day for Heartland so far. But I can't deny Upgrade has had some amazing touches and also a lot of aerial challenge as he goes for the challenge on Merritt there, but doesn't quite find it.
Once again, falling back into this, it has to be a mechanical play to score mode that we saw early on. But Heartland shutting that down for the most part, and now trying to hit on the other end. Merritt faked out by Upgrade's miss. Now Zekers a chance to clear the zone, but Funky quick to attack and 0 way. Ray will slow things down, flicking it over towards Zekers, but again, Heartland quick in the midfield. Great recovery from Merritt to get back and get that block. I was playing defense, but they're getting the touches they need to.
Yes, so we're halfway through this game and it is scoreless. Timeless definitely not wanting to make any mistakes as their life is on the line in this series. So great play, but a mid-air demo on 0 Ray means that the ball just harmlessly goes in the corner so far. Funky with clear, but that is unfortunately right to Merritt. But Damon is there for the save. And that does actually get through one defender. A good flick up for Upgrade, who puts in the corner. Zekers is there with the control, but Funky picks that one up. Tries to ram it through, but two defenders there on Timeless. Keeps the ball out of their net once more.
It's a good find. Good beat into the corner. Merritt up quite early for that ball that was stuck to the corner wall. And it leads to a clear. Merritt in the other corner, passing it center 2-0 Ray for the clearance. Right back to Merritt. Touch off the back wall. Who's third man for Timeless? Zero Ray diving in for that one, but can't crack the back line of Heartland. Merritt with space, taking the shot. It's off the cross and in. Merritt's back.
Yeah, Merritt with a great read there off his own touch against the wall, comes off of it with speed and boost, and puts that one just underneath the crossbar, getting that touch on the crossbar and post before it finally goes in. And Timeless find themselves with the lead in Game 6, and they look to force a Game 7, but a 1-goal lead may not be enough to secure the victory here.
Well, they want that second. They want to secure the victory very, very soon. 70 on the clock is still plenty of time for Heartland to make this comeback, especially when their counterattack has looked so good at times in this best of 7. Speaking of, Damon a shot off target, but it forced Zekers to get back quickly, make a strong touch off his back wall. Unfortunately for Heartland, Zero and Merritt were there, and they set up some insurance late for Timeless.
Yeah, Merritt with a great pass forward up for Ray. Ray just guides this one, and perhaps a bit of miscommunication there at Heartland results in the second goal for Timeless. So Timeless able to breathe a little bit better now, but still 2 goals can be overcome by the Heartland side. Though generally it will be hard with 47 seconds left on the clock. Upgrade does get the touch, puts it over for Merritt, and it's a little bit messy here in the defensive end for the side of Heartland.
They got demoed as well, tasted their own medicine. Timeless throwing it right back in their face, and Timeless great control offensively. Finally, a big shutdown from the Heartland defenseman. Funky pushed the ball deep, and now Damon steps up, forced to play around the rock a couple of times, wasting seconds. It's looking like Game 7, very much looming. As Timeless have plenty of time of possession here, with the Heartland offense time to set things up and score 2 in this remaining 10 seconds. What a comeback from Timeless, shutting down Heartland, and we're going to that final Game 7.
Ooh. Still, they try to get one more through, but as you said, we're going to Game 7, something that I didn't expect to have tonight. But here we are, and, well, I'm enjoying this series immensely. So we see 8 shots coming out of Timeless there, definitely with the more offensive firepower, but still, that was 5 saves out of Heartland. Their defense was still strong overall, and their offense was unfortunately lacking, though they did have a few good shots.
They did, and put emphasis on few there, held to just 3 when previously they were up from 5 to 7 to 8 range. They haven't been too high a shooting squad in this series, but their defense has typically been where their strengths lie, and then that quick transition to catch out a Timeless squad that's making a mistake overcommitting offensively. But that didn't happen in the previous game. Timeless played fairly cleanly, especially when they had to rush back and make big saves, which they did. You have to do it here in Game 7, Cyro. This is the final one of the series. Does Timeless stay 5-0? Well, we're about to find out.
Yeah, they are able to maintain 5-0, Mr. Breivik. They are definitely the team to beat, but Heartland has been up to the task so far tonight, forcing Game 7. Definitely the most promising team to face Timeless so far. And Ray, he has a good shot, but that's high off the backboard. Not quite enough boost for the second touch there. Zekers tries to follow that one through. It's a dangerous ball, good bump, and just like that, Ray finds the goal.
Timeless have adjusted their offense just that little bit on the rotation out, hunting heads on that blue goal line. Funky was not prepared for Damon to be taken completely out of that play. And Timeless going to strike first. I love the craftiness offensively.
Yeah, just going for that goal line bump opened up the net there, and it was a great heads-up play to see out of Timeless. As you said, they've adapted Now can Heartland adapt once more to rise to the challenge? With just over 4 minutes on the clock, they will need to adapt here because they are a goal down. And right now, it's Timeless with the pressure as Ray puts it high off the backboard, and Merritt was there looking for the cleanup. But no, it's a strong clear out by the Heartland team, who chase it offensively. But Zero Ray comes off the wall, puts it a little bit wide, but Upgrade is there for catch. That's up for Dayman, who is going pretty hard on this one, is going to get challenged in the corner, and Upgrade is there for it. He puts it on target. Ray gets the save, and now it's transition for Timeless.
Great control as well. Zekers does spin out at the end, but that was a phenomenal second touch to push Heartland back for just that second. But they are back in the offensive end, double committing. That has been a big point of issue with my analysis of Heartland. They have been double committing so much in the back half of this series. The worst time to be tossing that is wasting boost, getting out of position, and allowing Timeless more space to use their aerial mechanics. You can't be affording Timeless extra opportunities than are necessary, and those doubles in defense do just that.
Yep, now Heartland tried to clear it there, didn't quite make it too far as it was quickly picked up by a Timeless player. So Zekers, I wouldn't say waste time, he's setting up a play, he puts it off the ceiling, and it goes straight to Funky, who buries it deep into the offensive end there for the Heartland team. Ray is able to come out with that, puts it up for Merritt. Merritt high off the backboard, does find the second touch, and it will find the back of the net there. It looked like it wasn't quite going to do it, but, well, it did.
That's the hallmark of a difficult shot to save. The defense doesn't know it's going in either, although there was no one back on the goal line to defend against that, and therein is where the Timeless offensive strength lies. It's not too complicated, but an easy double tap, well, easy for them. It's how to make these big plays look so easy, Cyro, and they catch out Heartland for the second.
Yes, Timeless has had a lot of double touches, so Upgrade puts that one up for someone, but no one is quite there, able to find it. So Dayman tries to get past 3, he gets past 2, which is helpful, but not enough right now. So Funky isn't quite able to find the touch there. It goes over, and this is a dangerous ball, but I think Funky is able to clear that one into the corner officially. Upgrade now able to get it out of the defensive zone, and that is broken up quickly by Zekers, who puts it high. And Ray doesn't find the open net there, but he does find the post. So Heartland getting a lucky break there, but they're still down 2 goals.
Going to have to find something on the offensive end. 3 shots right now from Upgrade, nothing finding the back of the net, and they are allowing quick counterattacks to unfold from Timeless. Heartland really going to have to figure out how to stay in that RN gen, whether it's quick rotations, attacking those potential clearances, and, well, I'm talking about offense. Heartland have to fix their defense first. Another double commit off the back wall. The communication has just broken down for them.
Yeah, it's a little bit desperate now coming out of Heartland, and when you get desperate, your communication breaks down, as you mentioned, and then you also start getting sloppier because you start getting over-eager to make the play because you feel like something has to happen. And it does. But if you're sloppy, it's not going to work out for you. But right now, Heartland does have offensive opportunities, but Ray breaks up that pass, puts it up for Merritt, Merritt into the corner. No one quite there, so Upgrade is going to try and transition play out, puts it towards the net, and Ray's there once more. Ray feels like the man is just everywhere right now for Timeless.
Oh, he most certainly is. That dude zips around the field. He's been a huge catalyst for this Timeless side. I mean, 6 goals in 1 game in a series ought to spark something for your side, and Ray has really been a great complement to the usual mechanical abilities of Zekers, and then Merritt filling the gaps when called upon, but right now it's the Zero Ray show.
Yep. So Merritt with a great pass off corner puts it up for Ray, who just sunks it in there. And that is the 4th goal for Timeless in this Game 7. And it seems like Game 7 is going to be a runaway game to close out the series because there's only 45 seconds left on the clock for Heartland to work with.
Especially when they're playing on their back line, it's not easy to get out and make some plays late to start a comeback. This has been an interesting showing from Timeless. They came out very confident, I think got punished early on in this series, and then Heartland continued to play very, very pristine Rocket League. and keep pace with Timeless until Timeless really came alive and started forcing that panic to instill itself on the Heartland defensive end. 4-0, maybe even a fifth going to find its way in for Timeless. Either way, it's a Game 7 win. Timeless, they remain undefeated, going 5-0 through 5 weeks of GGLeagues Elite League.
So Merit being kind and putting one in for Damon at the end there, but that won't change the end result, as Timeless, as you said, picks up the Game 7 win, the overall series win as well. But either way, I wasn't expecting Timeless to be forced to win a Game 7 here tonight. And just overall, great job to Heartland. You guys came out swinging. You won your first 2 matches. It was a bit of a blowout in games 3 and 4, but either way, you really put the screw to the Timeless players and made them feel the price of the pumps.
Yep, Heartland, nothing too big to be sad about in this series. I think they played a phenomenal series against a phenomenal team. And going forward, Heartland really is staking their claim for one of those top 4 spots in Division A. Yes, they are 2-3 at the moment, but there are still 3 weeks to go in this round robin. And when they get to that 5-3 mark, there's definitely a good possibility they make it to playoffs, where if they do something like this against the top seed, which is likely what Timeless is going to be, then perhaps the start of a run for them there.
Yes, we are into the second half of the regular season. And yeah, as you mentioned, every game is going to start to count now for all these teams, especially those teams a little bit lower in the rankings. But Timeless, they're still soaring high so far and still the team to beat. And I'm almost interested to see how far they can go, because now they've definitely been shown that they do have some chinks in their armor.
Yeah, well, we'll see how whoever's playing on stream next week performs. Same time, same place next Tuesday. Hopefully, you guys can join us then as well. But for now, I have Mr. Bepic and Cyrus Stims in the booth with me. Wonderful as always. Rhino in the background, our wonderful producer. Thanks you all for joining us. We'll see you next time.